We thanked a lot of people today, but we haven't thanked one yet. Let's thank Patrick for putting this together. Patrick did a great job. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of focus. You've got a lot of support, loving partner, loving family, legions of friends and volunteers, and you clearly inspire because everyone keeps coming back. So imagine 70 years ago, as the Nazis were exterminating homosexuals and forcing them to wear this pink triangle, 30 years later, a rambunctious group of fed-up and angry drag queens took to the streets to tell the New York police no more, they weren't going to take it, and fought back for the first time on what was just a routine raid of a gay bar. That was standard operating procedures in 1969, now 40 years ago this weekend. So we've come a long ways, but we've got a long ways to go. And as Lieutenant Choi has reminded us, and Lieutenant, promise me just one thing, you won't run for District 3 Senate. That two basic tenets of citizenship throughout history has been the right to marry and the right to serve proudly in the military. That is what defines first-class citizenship. And so until Washington, D.C. wakes up and repeals Don't Ask, Don't Tell and the so-called Defense of Marriage Act, we are all still second-class citizens in this country.
Yes.
So we've got some work to do to let them know that, as the lieutenant has said, now is the time, and we're not going to take it anymore, and we're going to ask, and we're going to tell. So it's been my pleasure to put a little historical perspective on this. The telling, as I think of it, it's not unlike in the Jewish tradition of the Haggadah at Passover, the telling, literally the telling of the story of the Exodus from Egypt. That each year we have a ceremony in the California State Assembly. Senators come over and join the assembly members, and we honor survivors of the Holocaust, and we bring up survivors from communities throughout the state and honor them and retell the horrors of what they experienced and survived. And nearly every member of the legislature, Republican and Democrat alike, enjoy standing and counting how horrible the Nazis were and how great we are here in the United States of America. And it's a bit of a chest-pounding period of testimony, but I have to, and always do, remind my colleagues that the way it unfolded in Europe in the early part of the 20th century, that no laws were broken. That first, the Nazis passed laws so that it was illegal for Jews to marry. Then it was illegal for Jews to own property. Then it was illegal for Jews to own businesses. And soon they had outlawed an entire group of people. And once that is done, we know what the next chapter is. And so I remind my colleagues, as California is amending its state constitution to outlaw a group of law-abiding, tax-paying, loving citizens and denying them their fundamental right to marry the person he or she loves, wake up, because it's happening here in California as we speak. You know, we're fighting wars around the world, spending billions of dollars to make sure that no one interpretation of any one holy book is put into state law. That's what we're doing in Afghanistan. That's what we're doing in Pakistan. But it's happening here in California when one group of people think their interpretation of their holy book gets to be state law. So I want to thank all of you for coming and retelling the story, so every generation will learn and every generation will tell, so we don't forget, and so we can finally become the first-class citizens that we expect and demand for ourselves and for the next generation. And just to let you know, I want to thank our friends who brought us the milk film, that we're moving our milk holiday bill to the governor's desk. Assemblyman Adriano will be presenting the bill on the Assembly floor in just a couple of weeks. It's already passed through the Senate. We will get it to the governor's desk. And as I've said any number of times, when asked by reporters why I think he will respond differently than he did last year.
Close to him.
Well, Flores has got it done for us. Thank you. But if there's one thing that Arnold Schwarzenegger understands, it's box office, and Harvey Milk now has box office. So Patrick can continue to wallpaper his bathroom. I bring you yet one more. This time, that's my first from the California State Senate. Thanking from the Senate of California all the friends of the Pink Triangle for
Read it.
Flores. We've had enough reading for one day. For doing the great job you all do so that we will never forget. Thank you.
It is for all of you. It's for the Friends of the Pink Triangle. Thank you for installing it. Flores wants to know what it says. Would you read it?
Triangle.
The balloon is attacking.
This is Certificate of Recognition, State of California Senate. Friends of the Pink Triangle. Congratulations on the occasion of the 12th Annual Pink Triangle Commemoration Ceremony and Celebration. I commend your commitment to keeping the history of the Pink Triangle alive and allowing us to reflect on the powerful impact it continues to have on all our lives. We must always remember that none of us will be free from oppression until all of us are free, and we must all stand together in order to form a more perfect union. Congratulations, thank you, and happy Pride, Mark Leno.
From Senator Mark Leno.
I just want to say somebody's up there in that dark red part of that high thing.
Oh, yes, there are people on the tower.
They're working on it.
Mark has.
I knew there was one last thought I wanted to point out. As Flores mentioned in her opening remarks, the Nazis also required immigrants to wear a special color designation. And the immigrant bashing that's been going on in this town this past week is completely unacceptable. And we owe a great debt of thanks to our District Attorney, Kamala Harris, for standing tall and touting her Back on Track program, which has been an enormous success and has prevented crime from reoccurring in this town. Please pass on it.